Morning, everybody. It's your boy, Bigg, Lloyd, Dotson. Everyone calls me Bigg, and it's Monday, the day before Halloween. It's so scary, right, that October's over with, that we actually only have 2 more days left in 2017. That's right. 10 months have already passed, and the question becomes, what goals have you achieved in 2017 that you set for yourself at the beginning of the year? So good morning, it's your boy, Bigg Lloyd Dotson, getting ready to get into the gym. You know the etiquette. If you're joining me on this morning's Bigg's Morning Motor Vehicle Musings, make sure you shout me out. Say hello. Let me know where you're dialing in from so I can shout you out as well before I get into the topic here. And the topic this morning is all going to be about why you're not getting what you want. You see, this time of year is a perfect time. Excuse me, I'm going to take a swig here. Morning, Brenda. So glad you could join me from Ontario. Like I said, if you're joining me, make sure you shout your boy Bigg out. Say hello. Put in the comments. Let me know where you're dialing in from. Good to see you on this morning, Eagle brother. Glad to see you. Like I said, I'm going to share this morning 5 huge reasons why you're not getting what you want. And again, if you're honest with yourself and you look here and we're at the end of month 10 for 2017, can you honestly say that you achieved the goals that you set for yourself in the beginning of the year? In truth, can you honestly say that you actually set goals to begin with? And if you did set those goals and you didn't achieve them, what are the reasons that you didn't achieve them? You know, research basically says that people set goals and they fail to achieve them for very simple reasons. But there's also research that is going to help you, and that's what I'm going to talk to you about today, that are going to get you to change the way that you go about approaching goals and give you a better chance and heighten those chances at reaching success. So again, good morning. What's up, Jari? So glad you could join me this morning. So glad everyone is joining me on this Monday, the day before Halloween. And as I said, it's scary that 10 months have gone by. And what I wanted to do this morning was I wanted to share with you 5 huge reasons you're not getting what you want. You see, when it comes down to it, setting goals and failing to achieve them for a lot of people makes them feel like they're failures. It demoralizes them even more. And one of the things that I want to do with these morning musings every Monday through Friday is to kind of help you get over that hump, if you will, to kind of have you remember that, you know, it's you that's going to have to make the change and choice to have success. And let's discuss this morning ways that you can go about changing your approach and give you a better chance at success. And as I said, I'm going to back this up because research proves that if you follow these 5 things, you're going to have a much better opportunity to achieve your goals. You're going to have a much better opportunity to get what you want. And now's the perfect time to do that. As we're heading into 2018, now's the time to be working toward putting those goals down to get to achieve them in 2018 that you maybe didn't get to achieve them in 2017. So again, good morning. I'm so glad you could all join me on this Bigg's Morning Motor Vehicle Musings. My name is Bigg Lloyd Dotson. Everyone calls me Bigg. And let's get right into it. Here's how you're going to be able to change your approach and heighten your chances of success. And the very first thing that you have to understand, most people don't get what they want because you don't actually believe that you can get there. That's right. You don't get what you want because you don't actually believe that you can have it, that you can get it, that you can get to that point. You see, belief is one of the biggest things when it comes to achieving goals. The belief in oneself. And the problem that most people have, and research has shown this, is that people have self-limiting beliefs. They put barriers in front of themselves mentally, subconsciously, and sabotage those goals. Because in reality, they truly don't believe that they can achieve these goals that they set for themselves. Now, why is that? It's very simple. Because when it comes down to it, in order to reach a destination, you have to know where you're going, but you also have to believe that you're actually going to get there. You see, the funny thing about manifestation in this world, all right, is that you have to, as I say, see it. Okay, that's the goal. Imagine that goal. You've got to believe it, see it, believe it. You've got to believe that you can achieve it, and then you've got to be it, meaning that you achieve that goal. You're all about it. See it, believe it, be it. But the biggest problem that people have, and the major reason that most people aren't getting what they want, is they don't actually believe that they can have it. So what you have to work on, all right, is the first major step in goal setting is to have absolute belief and faith in the process of goal setting in order to achieve that goal. To believe that you can actually achieve it, to believe that it's yours, it's attainable, and that it's going to get done. And that's a process. And that process takes you through, right, those steps in order to achieve that. If you have a big goal, break that process down into smaller goals. And the process of achieving those smaller goals will keep you on that path and have you believe even more and have more faith in achieving that huge goal. But it all starts with that belief that you can actually have it. That belief that you can actually achieve that huge goal that you set for yourself. The problem that most people have, all right, and the other huge reason that people don't get what they want, first and foremost, yes, they don't believe. The second is that they're actually not setting the right goals. Now, in the first reason I gave you, you don't believe you can actually achieve it, I started to talk about the fact that people don't set the right goals and they don't go about achieving those goals in the right way. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to share some research with you from two very, very smart gentlemen that have spent the last 35 years looking at empirical research when it comes to goal-setting theory. And you can look up these two gentlemen. They have a number of books. They have a number of summary proposals, all of this based on the research over 35 years from very successful people when it comes down to goal-setting theory. And the two gentlemen are researchers Edward Locke, L-O-C-K-E, and Gary Latham, L-A-T-H-A-M. And basically, what they've come to find is exactly what I talked about before. Most people go about setting goals and failing, okay, to achieve those goals because they don't set the right goals. You see, on some of my other lives, I've talked about this before. To me, the excitement is the process of achieving those goals by setting smaller goals along the way, the excitement of the chase, if you will, right? The process of getting to that goal. But so many people make the big mistake. They think big, right? And you hear me talk about it all the time. Think big, act bigger. But most people think big and never take the small steps, the daily steps, right? The daily goals that need to be achieved, all right? Why? Because it's boring, right? Those things that need to be done on a daily basis in order to achieve that bigger goal just aren't that exciting. And so most people fail to set the right goals. They fail to break it down, right, in increments. And research has shown and proven, all right, that setting a big goal and then breaking that big goal down into smaller achievable goals helps you on a higher percentage basis actually achieve that bigger goal. So first of all, you're going to actually believe that you can get what you want. Morning, Rob. So glad you could join me, brother. You're going to believe, all right? Faith and belief is the biggest thing. That's number one. The second is you've got to set the right goals. You see, I see too much in this internet network marketing business about people saying, I want to make $1 million. That's great. How the frig are you going to make $1 million? And most people have no clue. They don't know, right, how many signups it takes. They don't know how many emails it takes. They don't know how many meetings it takes. They don't know how high or low the closing ratio is on the number of prospects they speak to in order for that person to become a member or a sale. No, they just look at that big goal. I want to make $1 million. And they're pissed off when they can't do it. Why? Because they've set the wrong friggin' goal. You've got to set the right goals. You see, if you set the right goals, the money part's easy. But the question becomes, are you willing to put in the work on those small achievable goals in order to achieve that bigger goal? The problem with most people, and the big reason why people aren't getting what they want, is because they're failing to achieve the right goals. And it's that simple. So like I said, you can look further into research from researchers Edward Locke, L-O-C-K-E, and Gary Latham, L-A-T-H-A-M, and they'll have all kinds of findings on goal-setting theory. That's right, okay? Goal-setting theory. It is actually a science to success. The problem is most people, maybe even you, who aren't getting what they want, they're too damn lazy to even research the science aspect to put that into place, to have you start to believe and have faith that you can actually accomplish it. When in fact, science has proven that if you follow a series and you set the right goals, you're going to achieve those goals because there is a process to it. That's the beauty of scientific theory. You follow a process, there is an end product. It might fail, but you adjust, right? The process, and ultimately you achieve success in the experiment. And that's all that goals are, right? You have a hypothesis, scientific hypotheses, you research it, you experiment, you have failures, then you turn around, you adjust it, temperature, you adjust many different things in that test, you write them down, you adjust that, go forward, and ultimately, guess what? That's how we have the drugs that we have. That's how different diseases are cured from a scientific standpoint, because guess what? They set the right friggin' goals. But I think the biggest problem that most people have when they don't get what they want, and again, I'm talking to you because it's October 30th. We have 2 more months till the end of 2018, and I know there are a ton of you out there that haven't achieved the goals that you set for yourself at the beginning of this year, 2017. We're 10 months into it. Have you gotten what you wanted? Or have you failed to achieve the levels that you wanted to get to? And I think a majority of you are probably shaking your head because guess what? You haven't achieved those levels. But the question is, what the hell have you done about it? And I think the third huge reason you're not getting what you want is you don't ask for feedback. You don't ask for feedback. You see, the biggest problem most people have is they're going to, guess what? Do it their way or not do it at all. You see, that ego gets in the way. That defensive mechanism that we all have, right? Where you know better than someone else. But why not ask for feedback? Why not ask for feedback? If you're failing over and over and over, why not ask for feedback? If you're not achieving what you want in the way that you're approaching it, why not ask for feedback? I'll tell you why. Because you're a prideful bastard. Because you don't want to be shown as not knowing what the hell you're doing. You see, and I think the biggest problem in this internet and network marketing business, and I've said this before and I'll say it again, most people don't want to look like they don't know what they're doing. They want to be seen as that expert or that guru. So therefore, they never ask for feedback. Why? You see, the beautiful thing about this entire internet and network marketing business is the ability to glean ideas, processes, procedures, and even success off of other people. And most people are willing to share how they garnered success. Most people are willing to give you some feedback on what you're doing or what you're not doing right. Good morning, Queenie. So glad you could join me. Good morning, honey. So glad you could join me. So the third huge reason that most people don't get what they want is because they're too damn stubborn, right? To ask for feedback. And that's that pride, that's that ego. See, most people don't have the ability to set aside their ego because they think it shows a sign of weakness. And here's the thing. Most people are going through the same damn struggle you are in this internet network marketing business, in the fact that they are struggling through having success. And more people will connect with you if you're real about the fact that you're struggling, that you look and you got feedback, that you're still researching, that you're constantly trying to change your approach and heighten your chances of success. But not if you don't ask for feedback. So far we've covered out of the 5 huge reasons, we've covered 3. So let me ask you a question. So far, I talked about the number 1 being that you don't believe you can actually get there, being number 1. Number 2, I said you're not setting the right goals. And number 3, we just talked about you don't ask for feedback. So I've covered 3 so far. Give me a little bit of feedback here. Thank you for that feedback, Rob. Absolutely right. Struggles bring people together. If so far those 3 are good, solid reasons that you're not getting what you want, give me feedback. Should I continue with the other 2? I have 2 more, and I think these are probably the biggest reasons that you're not finding success. But if I'm not hitting a nerve here, if I'm not getting feedback, right, what I just said on this live, then why should I continue? Because I've got to know if this is hitting home. I've got to know if this makes sense to all of you out there. So I covered those so far, the 3 ways that you can change your approach and heighten your chances of success. Thank you, Brenda, for that. Good morning, Matthew from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Like I said, I'm going over this morning, the day before Halloween, the fact that it's already 10 months past in 2017, and the question becomes, have you achieved your goals in 2017? Have you gotten where you wanted to be at the beginning of this year? And if not, I'm sharing the 5 huge reasons that you're not getting what you want. And I shared 3 so far. I'd like to share the others, but only if it makes sense for all of you. And the only way I can do that is what I just talked about, asking for feedback. I'm not afraid to ask for feedback, but you've got to let me know. So pop in the comments if those 3 so far, number 1 being you don't believe you can actually get there, number 2 being you're not setting the right goals, and number 3 being you don't ask for feedback, kind of touched a nerve for you. Should I continue with the other 2? The 4th and 5th reasons you're not getting what you want. Just go ahead and pop it into the comments for me. Let me know. I have time this morning. I have time because I know what I need to achieve, okay, over the next 8 to 10 hours. I know what I've already written down. I know what I'm working on today. The question is, do you? So give me feedback. Let me know. I'd like to get through 4 and 5 on the 5 huge reasons you're not getting what you want. So just pop into the comments, say yes, and we'll move on. Without this feedback, I'm going to be stubborn in the fact that obviously I'm not hitting enough of a nerve this morning with this talk to move forward. So far, I only see 1 person with feedback. I need a couple more just to get me rolling and moving forward here. Don't be shy. You know the drill. Shout me out. Give me some feedback. Let me move forward so that we can talk about setting goals and failing to achieve them, and how most people, right? How most people get so demoralized, they feel like failures, but if they really broke down how they went about or approached it, they probably went about it the wrong way. And in summary, I talked about 35 years of research. You all know how I love science, right? And the science to back it up. And if you look up researchers Edward Locke, all right, and Gary Latham, They've done empirical research over 35 years worth, and they write about findings on goal-setting theory. So this is just not me blowing smoke up your butt. Okay, this is proven. This is proven. And so when it comes down to it, thank you very much, Rob. When it comes down to it, there are 5 huge reasons that you're not getting what you want. I covered the other 3. I'm going to cover the other 2 now. And the 4th reason is that, and this goes against logical thinking. It really does. And it just blows me away, the research that finds that this statement is true. The 4th huge reason that people aren't getting what they want is they're friggin' afraid of success. You're afraid of success. You're afraid of success. Yeah, right? It's not logical, but the truth is studies have shown that people are afraid of success. And let me tell you why. Let me tell you why you're afraid of success. Because once you achieve success, it's been proven in order to stay at that level of success, you have to work even harder than it took to get to that level of success. And you're absolutely right, Rob. It is a responsibility. It's a responsibility not only to yourself, but people are afraid of success for a number of reasons. One, what's called the plateau theory, right, that I just talked about, that it takes you a certain level or effort to get to a level. It takes even more to stay there. The other is people are afraid of the responsibility, guess what, that they have to their family, in their relationships, all of those things, because it comes down to, right, the ability to work with those people, negotiate. Usually when you get to certain levels of success, your mindset changes, and therefore, guess what? Those people around you see you change, and most don't like it. And so a lot of people are afraid of success because, as they've said in the research, I don't like how it changes me. It comes to that comfort zone that so many people talk about. Good morning, Lee. So glad you could join me. Research has proven that a lot of people will self-sabotage themselves so that they don't have to deal with working it out with their spouse or whatever, that you have this newfound success and you have this newfound mindset. So they're afraid, right? They're afraid of that confrontation. And it's scary to think that. It's scary to think that because we know that's true. The people that are cheering you on most of the time, right, are those people that don't really even know you. The ones that try to keep you down are those that are closest to you. And most people are afraid of success for that reason. Most people are afraid of success because it takes so damn much work to stay there. But mostly, most people are afraid of success because they don't actually want to be successful. They just want just enough, right, to get by, so that they can continue to complain about the struggle. You see, and if they were successful, right, then they could no longer be that miserable. So on the one hand, right, there is a constant struggle. But on the other, psychologically, many of those people like to complain about being where they are. And so when it comes down to it, the 4th thing, which is totally illogical, is that people don't get what they want because they're afraid of success. And there are many other notations of people being afraid of success in the research from Edward Locke and Gary Latham. Look those 2 gentlemen up. Look up any of their research and books that they've written. It's fascinating empirical research stuff. It really is. And finally, when it comes down to it, you know, we're sitting here with 2 months left, right, in 2017, going into 2018. A majority of people have not even gained a small percentage of the success goals that they set for themselves at the beginning of the year. And the reasons that they have are a myriad. Most of them are excuses, but the main reasons are the 5 reasons that I'm covered And so far, as I said, I've gone over. Number one, most people don't achieve success because they actually don't believe they can actually achieve that success. Number two, they're not setting the right goals. They've got these huge, illustrious goals, and yet there's no way, to get there because they've just made this huge general goal. And we talked about breaking that down. The biggest thing is most people's egos get in the way. So number three, I talked about, right? Not getting feedback. You don't look for feedback. See, that's the great thing. As you're going through this goal setting and goal achievement, a great way to achieve those is to get feedback on changing your approach, even while you're approaching that goal. And number four, we just covered. It's totally illogical, but it's been proven by research that most people, the reason they don't have success or achieve those goals or get what they want is because they're friggin' afraid of success. Because of the responsibility, because of forcing them outside their comfort zone, because of trying to please other people nearest them in relationships, things like that. Success brings, guess what? All kinds of great things, but it also brings added responsibility, absolutely. And most people just aren't ready for that. So they're afraid of that responsibility. And so finally, the fifth huge reason that you're not getting what you want really comes down to this simple thing. And it's so simple, right? That most people don't do it. And they don't do it for one reason. And you tell me what it is after I tell you what that fifth reason is. Pop into the comments why you think most people don't do it. The biggest reason that most people don't get what they want is you don't prioritize success. You don't prioritize success. Now, why is that? Why do you think people don't prioritize success? Now, they'll go on and on about how successful they want to be. They'll go on and on about how they want to have $1 million, and they want to have a nice house, and they want to have a nice car, and they want to take vacations all the time. But why is it that the biggest reason that people don't get what they want is because they don't prioritize success? Why do you think that is? Because it's hard. It's hard to come to a realization, all right, that if you're going to achieve these goals that you set for yourself, all right, that you're going to have to make those friggin' goals a priority. And most people are just too damn lazy to do that. Most people are too damn lazy to understand that the reason that the majority of people that they look up to who are successful, right, prioritize success. It's the weekend and all your buddies are going out, right, on the boat, drinking beers and all like that. Can you say no because you're working on your goals? Your goals, those success goals that you set for yourself are a priority? Can you say that? It's 1 a.m. in the morning, and there are people out there busting their ass on the work they need to do to achieve the goals that they set for themselves, and you go, you know what? I can't see myself doing that. You see, prioritizing success means that you don't allow those bullshit excuses to come into play that so many other people that fail to get what they want do. You see, people allow, and that's why I'm talking to you. Here it is, the end of October 2017. And if you haven't prioritized success for the last 10 months, what the hell makes me believe that you're going to prioritize it for the next 2 months? Because you're not. The next 2 months are going to go by just like the other 10 months did. Because just because you say it doesn't mean that you're willing to do it. You see, in prioritizing goals is more about action than it is about you saying it. You hear so much about these tech businesses that started in garages, right? Do you think those people, what do you think their priority was? Their priority and passion, right? was not to go drink beers. It wasn't to go work on their tan, right? And don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that your life has to be entirely about your business. But damn it, if you want success, if your goal, okay, is to be more successful in your business and there's internet and network marketing business, isn't it about damn time you started treating it like a business? And prioritizing your success. When it comes down to it, if success in your business is not your first priority, let me let you on a little secret. You're not going to have success. And it rolls right back into that number one thing I talked about. And that is, you're not having success because you don't actually believe that you can get there. And if you don't actually believe that you can get there, then that means that your friggin' business, your internet and network marketing business, is not a priority. And if it's not a priority, you're going to continue to spin your wheels over and over again. And so all I want to do this morning was to make you aware on this Monday morning, to kick you in the ass and let you know those are 5 huge reasons backed up by research. Over 35 years of research into goal-setting theory on why you're not getting what you want. But none of that matters, right? None of that matters. Science can prove, a duck is a duck is a duck till the day that duck dies if you don't believe it. And that's the first step. But then it goes further than that. Not only do you have to believe it, you have to make it a priority. Then you have to actually set the right goals. Then you have to ask for feedback along your journey and not be afraid of success. To want to take on that responsibility of success. To know that you're going to have slings and arrows from people out there, especially people closest to you, right? Who are going to be uncomfortable with this newfound you, this focused person, if you will. Morning, Yvonne. So glad you could join me. So, in the end, if I've highlighted, if I've flicked a little bit of like something in your head and in your heart this morning with these 5 huge reasons, don't let them go to waste. First things first, you want to know what the hell I get my research from? Go look up anything from Edward Locke, Locke, and Gary Latham, Lathm. Again, amazing stuff about their findings on goal-setting theory. And then take that and start to put that into action. Start to get a goal-setting plan, process, prioritize, all of those things. And let's not continue to repeat this, it just didn't happen for me. It didn't happen for you because 1, you didn't want it to happen. 2, you didn't see it happening. And 3, you didn't go out and friggin' make it happen. I'm not yelling at you. I'm hopefully putting a foot in your ass to inspire you to be better today than you were yesterday. Go out and make it happen. It's your boy Bigg. I appreciate and love all of you. I will catch you on tomorrow's Bigg's Morning Motor Vehicle Musings. Peace. I'm out.